buddy. Oh, right. There's another one of these now. Oh, yeah, that's what I was waiting for to do EQ. I keep forgetting. Okay. Leveling up that relic. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll do that soon. For now, let's just keep moving. I do like the color difference between these. Looks clean. Okay. Hmm. Whoa! Nobody at all, and then suddenly two. Welcome. Greetings, Joey. Welcome, Elijah. And that does make some sense. Pretty good right now. It is such a good thing prowess doesn't boost most red numbers. Imagine how stupid Black Panther Civil War would be right now. Hmm. I don't know what I want to do with this draft right now. Maybe I should have taken Onslaught. I'm still not used to having him maxed out, so I'm probably just underrating how cracked he can be. Super. Like, moo. Welcome, everybody. Final. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to those to whom it concerns. Whom it concerns? That's the word. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, there's no one I need Luke for. Which means I shouldn't have taken Luke, and I should have done something else. It is what it is. This will be simple. Amazing. Okay, well, that's not how that's supposed to start. Oh, come here, buddy. Are you serious? That's maybe the worst start to a serpent fight I've ever had with Patheater. Oh, that was very silly. So there's basically only two that even deserve a conversation on relics for him. Iron Fist is the obvious one because it boosts his ceiling, right? If you're mostly taking target matchups or like slightly off target matchups, then Iron Fist is obviously the way to go because it boosts his damage significantly. And so I'm testing that because I was also trying Doom for a while, but I think it's kind of important for me to... Yeah, that'll work. To play around a bit more um, with Iron Fist on him and kind of see how often am I running into energy resist with him. Because if I start running into energy resist a lot and I feel like it's slowing him down, then I'll switch back to Doom. But for now, I'm going with Iron Fist. And again, I think those are the only ones that really make sense. I should probably be running the special 2 here. I definitely should have there. I don't know what I was doing. I just kind of stopped. Oh, whoa! I thought that was gonna kill. Why did it not kill? I had 3 suppressions. He didn't have that much health left. Cowardice doesn't affect it. Weird. Very weird. That means we can lose, then. Unfortunately. Would I choose 5-star Iron Fist or 6-star Doom? Probably Iron Fist there. Good question, though. Okay, well, thank God. Lesson learned. I would have thought 3 suppressions was enough there. Yes, I am definitely enjoying rank 4 Maker. Clearly, things can go wrong, but yeah, he's been very good. All those precisions plus Soul Barb? Well, I mean, sorry to say this, Spider. I recommend not getting hit by the special tooth. Nah, Cowardice definitely isn't affecting it. There's no way. We got ourselves a brave one here. I guess I'll just ban the Bastion. Hey, Clobs, how's it going? Kind of interesting to ban Gallon when they have Nico. Maybe they assumed I was gonna ban, but like, I got a rank 4 too, buddy. Don't even start, Ooze. You stay on that, I'm timing you out. I'm not interested in that today. Definitely crit rate, Eli. Armor Pen does basically nothing for Shocker because his kit reduces the opponent's armor, and so most of the time it's negative anyway. The Armor Pen is, like, literally doing nothing. 1 second thinking. Whereas the crit rate will lower armor even more. Yeah, because Zola doesn't do anything to instant damage, right? Elgato is being weird. You're right, Misty. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, Leroy. Yeah, I think I can afford to use Photon and then place Quicksilver. That should be annoying enough for them, and they don't really have a lot to slow me down. That's a tough one, Elijah. I'm gonna get rooted here. Alright, come here. Cool. Yeah, Spider-Punk is very good when you're comfortable with him. Fully agreed. Sounds good, Joey. Take care. Yeah, what the heck is going on? I probably have to do a restart of my computer soon. Hopefully, it doesn't get worse and I don't feel like I need to do that before the end of the stream. I mean, I'm just gonna close the door here. Hey, Pablo. Right here, boy. I probably didn't need to do that last knockdown. That was pretty funny. Oh, right. Thank you, Misty. I always forget that Zola has the future Ant-Man damage cap. Doi. Okay, I should have avoided the special 2 entirely and not taken my own advice and kept doing what I was doing because it was more effective. Stupid. I don't believe so, Clubs. Let me double check real quick. Whoops. No, I don't want to rename it. Checking filters. Nope, it's definitely off. Color looks about right to me. Hey, Warrior. Okay. Scream shouldn't be an issue. None of these should really be an issue, but I'm going to get rid of the silk. Medusa sounds mildly dangerous. And then probably just Jack, since I'm not running him. Cool. Hey, Nick. Yeah, I remember when that mechanic got added to Zola, it just wasn't on my mind. Excuse me. Yeah, Luke's probably pretty good here. I don't even know that I need Nico. We did ban their Jack, so maybe Betsy's better. I don't know, this is fine. We're playing around. It's okay, work. Just doing a lot of driving, seeing family recently. I'll pick it up. Yeah, probably Shang-Chi and Serpent. There's definitely an argument for Shocker to make that domino fight easier. But she is only rank 3. Okay, well, that solves that. Oh, nice. I was also in DFW. Yeah, aspect of evolution is annoying for sure. That'll do it. Yeah, I was thinking I might. I mean, they still have Onslaught. I've got other things for Onslaught. Yeah, this is fine. Let's do this. Two years is a good chunk, for sure. That's fine. A little bit less fine than I thought it was. Right? How did I really do that twice in a row? Okay, I could have stuck with special ones. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Okay, I gotta stun him. Easier said than done. Woo! That's bad. Now I stun him. Okay, well, lesson learned. Oh, that's fine. That's even more fine. Good time to learn the lesson. That's a lot of assumptions there, Alfie. I can't keep an arena streak now. Yeah, arena's rough these days. Yeah, Lumitrix for Zola is quite good. Very funny, TC. Nope. Okay. Getting about the crush twice is, not awesome. But I'll take that. Sorry, lightly distracted by some sounds from outside. I think the birds are not happy with the rain. I definitely have to restart my computer after this stream. I'm not going to ask for more never show me this agains. Those tend to cause problems. But some other games I play have a lot of pop-ups with little checkboxes that say don't show for 7 days. I would love to see more of those. For pop-ups like that, just goodbye. Okay, it's very annoying that our opponent has good taste in rank 3s here. So, time to just ban stuff I'm not running. Or rank 4s, I mean. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what Gentle's Special 3 even does. It just worked. Okay, Quicksilver for sure, in case they throw Nico on defense. I don't know, might as well grab Yelena. Oh, I just did check TC, but I appreciate it. It just has its own reverb and then auto grants you 12 muscle mass, but that didn't matter because I was already at max. Okay, we got that covered, we got that covered. Black Panther might have been a good one. Hey, Prince. Yeah, I'm doing well. 35, but close, TC. Hey, easy. Oh, it's not birds, it's children screaming. That'll do it. Um, yeah, this should be okay. Hey, Hogan. Appreciate you. Kindred Enchanters and Bullseye are all insta bans. That's incredibly fair. There are counters to all three, really, but I will still ban Kindred pretty quickly if they don't have attackers I'm scared of. Very, very annoying to fight. I feel like they're trying to bait out Quicksilver and then they're going to throw down Nico on the next one. Which means this is just Luma. Maybe at some point, TC. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I definitely could have taken that faster, and I also should have realized that the Destroyer wasn't even duped, so while my prowess were giving him protection, it didn't matter, and I should have just turboed it. That fight could have been like 52.5k. Oh well. Yeah, I agree with that. Kindred can go south very, very quickly. We saw that a couple times at the Brawl, if I'm remembering right. Pete must love that chant. I actually haven't asked, but you're probably right. Luma's a lot of fun. Like if Negs and Ghost had a baby. Alright, no surprises there. They do have a rank 4 maker. Well, that's fine. If you get through Zola with them, then we'll just put down Jean next. Actually, round 3's not awesome for us. I understand what they're doing. Like, we have a significant rank advantage, but they're going through this well. Definitely credit to our opponent. Do you think it's worth using a gem on Lumitrix? If you have a spare gem. I had a skill gem and I didn't feel like I really had any place that needed for it. Yeah, that needed it. Oh, dang it. Well, that's fine. Cool. I'll take that. And they're not done ahead of time, so worth it. Oh. Yeah, I think I did use a gem on Lumitrix. But that was because I had a spare one. Yeah, like I just said, and I don't like taking unduped characters to rank 4. That is a personal hangup. It's not like Lumitrix is in my prestige anymore. Even for top 30, you don't need to be thinking that way. It is purely a personal hangup. Their SIG is good. I think it's underrated, but it's also not that big a deal, and it only comes up in certain matchups. So if the gem doesn't feel disposable to you, I wouldn't do it. It felt disposable to me. Take care, Pablo. Yes, ability I do. Both because Serpent still shapes drafts, and because Serpent's a very strong attacker. Maybe not in Battlegrounds, but basically everywhere else. Okay, that's fine. Hey, Cat, how's it going? I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner today. This stream is probably just going until I'm hungry. Star color elitist. A little bit. Okay, real quick. I actually haven't done this math in a few days. Okay, so that's 37 crystals, and I've got another 17 on top of that, so that's 54. And I'll probably be 55 by then. Okay, just processing how many 7 stars I'm going to open when the Titan rotates. Yeah, I think that's an accurate description of Lumitrix's SIG TC. Okay, bye-bye Domino. Am I about to ban anti-venom? I feel like I'm about to ban anti-venom. Yeah, okay. And then Sentinel feels like one I just don't want to mess up against. If I lose a round to that Hyperion, they earn it. That's fine. Just a little bit work. I got to the point where I don't need... Like, there's nobody I'm missing in the basic. And so I was just like, I might as well hold. You might be waiting a while, Nick. I do think Caroline is the better attacker, yeah. I do really like Scream, though, so, like, there's not really a wrong answer, Elijah. Okay, let's grab that. And probably that. I feel that, Leroy. It's not pleasant outside. We did do a Costco trip before we left, though, so we at least have some pasta. That's probably what we're doing. At least my Costco right now has... Sorry, real quick, thinking... Yeah, it's probably just better to go Luke. He'll be faster and they have answers. My Costco right now has this really nice Calabrian chili ravioli. That's a weird freeze screen. You gotta calm down, Elgato. And it's excellent. I'm kind of a sucker for Calabrian chilies in dang near anything, so grain of salt if you're not, but yeah, big fan. Why are they listed? To future-proof, of course. It's, like, this has happened at least 3 times before, Nick. Where, like, we list something to make sure that it works in the future, and then people are like, aha! A tease! And it's like, no. We're just making sure we don't have to fix this in 2 years. That was so evil! Oh. Ma'am. Alright, come here. Okay, I messed that up. I'm continuing to mess this up, but probably fast enough. Yep, cool. What did I do, GC? Yeah, Sig 200 hype is... has to be a favorite. Okay. It's probably gentle. That's fine. Wait, what? What? Where's my pre-fight gene? That was my fault. Okay. That is such a dumb reason to lose. What the heck was that? The pre-fight screen showed up, Cat, and pre-fight was grayed out, and then it went immediately to the next screen. I think it auto-clicked continue for me. Ah, that makes sense, TC. Okay, well, round 3. I mean, I also messed up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming that entirely on the pre-fight, but I was in mild distress. Okay, that's fine. Glad to hear that work. Jean is definitely a little bit more annoying on defense than I fully planned, but I'm pretty proud of her. The screen hasn't updated in 20 seconds. There it goes. And it immediately freezes again. This is ridiculous. Nah, you're making a mistake there, Indigo. You're evaluating defenders purely in terms of kill threats, but stall threats have value as well. Yeah, it definitely took a while to recover from Nimrod. Okay, got through it. Thanks a lot. Or thanks, TC. I'm very proud of her her special too. The throwing things was my idea, but I believe it specifically being Sentinel parts. That might have been me. I don't know. And somebody in the art team at least participated in that. So I'm going to give them a certain amount of the credit. So yeah, very happy with how all that turned out. Nice, Elijah. Yeah, Pixie's still a ways out, but the early drafts are interesting. I did work, yeah. She was my first mutant. And still my only one. Right, but what I'm saying, Indigo, is that, like, it takes a while is part of the problem. This is an annoyingly good roster. Glad I saw that. Okay. You can't, Corey. Gotcha, Indigo. That's something that we don't do. Like, most people who are bothering to come to the stream of a dev and talk about things are probably going to be chill about that stuff, but that doesn't mean everyone will. Especially when new devs join the team. If their first characters lean one way or the other, people have a tendency to be toxic about that stuff. Happy to hear that work. Okay. I don't think we need Gentle. I don't think we need Luke. So, yeah. Nico to go with Kushala for sure. I'm assuming that was printer's gloves. Very different, Indigo. Buffing a champion is very, very different. Both for better and for worse. I'll try and work through that in a minute. Thanks, Corey. They certainly can be. We spent a little bit of money a while ago on a brother printer, and that has been nice. Because before that, I felt like if you're not printing constantly, then like the HP inkjets and stuff are just so bad. Not expecting the special 2 to hurt quite that much. Bad. Didn't take into account despair. Yeah, and like Maker's Designer is a good example, TC, because um if the second that we said Punisher is getting a rework, broadly, we immediately said, and it's the guy who designed Maker, right?
And same thing with JJJ. Then, like, there's gonna be a class of people who still think that Maker is bad, who go, okay, well then they're gonna suck, and they're gonna be really toxic and stupid about that, and they're probably never gonna get over it. But if people who are more engaged pick up on that, they're gonna go, oh, well, even if Maker isn't for me, there was some cool stuff in there, so I'm curious what comes next. Basically. Four of them, they're all my enemy. That checks out for you. Yeah, some people are complaining that Maker's too slow for Battlegrounds, and some people had some trouble with him in War early on, that kind of thing. And you know how it is work. Like, once the community decides that somebody is bad early on, then, like, that's how it is. Whoops. Did not mean to hit that. Okay. Don't know if this heavy's gonna land in time. I think I gotta throw it here. Ah! Oh, dang it. That's a terrible place for it to freeze. I was so proud of that timing. Yeah, he definitely gets stuff done. The damage is serviceable, and the utility is really, really good. Yeah, just in case work, let me go through the list real quick. So, um, my champions are Absorbing Man, Kate Bishop, Photon, Kushala, Serpent, the Luke Cage rework, Patriot, um, the Luke, or no, I already said that. Deathless She-Hulk, the Black Panther Civil War rework, Deathless Thanos, Jean, Nico, Paviter, and then I also contributed to some of the Rebirth reworks, which means that I did some light work. I'm not claiming a whole lot of credit for Anti-Venom, Night Thrasher, Cull, Voodoo. I claim a little bit more credit for Voodoo because I rebuilt this special too, and Sabretooth. But those were quicker, not nearly as in depth as Luke and Black Panther. Right, back to Indigo's question. So, like, yeah, buffs are very different from full champion releases because, like, for a buff, you are inevitably starting with baggage, right? And, like, sometimes that baggage is cool, and, like, the starting with something then pushes you in a particular direction that could be a good thing, right? Like, Black Panther is actually a really good example of this because he started with that fundamental idea of I take damage, I store a resource, you get hurt, right? That's cool. And like I did a lot to change how that worked to bring it more under your control, to add stuff to it, to give it more structure, etc. But like the core idea of that kit and a lot of the coding pieces of it were already there and definitely pushed me in a direction that I probably wouldn't have come up with if I had just sat down and been told, make a kit for Black Panther from the movie, right? Um, so that's one of the biggest things. There's also, like, for a lot of buffs, a lot of characters that need buffs don't just need to be like 20% stronger. I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. And I've talked about this before with him, so I'll name him again. Taskmaster is a good example of this. Taskmaster has some incredibly powerful abilities, permanent debuff immunity, and 100% concussion, right? That just turns stuff off. That's really, really strong. And so if we just make that easier to access and give it better uptime, we've made a character we would never ship on purpose. And so for a lot of buffs, it's very different from a new character because you're probably playing with something where you're like, if I just tune this up and make it better the way people want, it's going to cause problems. So I have to find a way to make it better, make the kit feel more whole, more satisfying to play, but also bring this back in a way that doesn't make people too angry. And that is a difficult needle to thread. So it's like I said, it's both for better and for worse because the extra structure of having something already there is kind of nice. You can build on top of it. But sometimes it also means that you're like, I don't know, what's the metaphor for this? Let's like, I don't know, imagine that you really don't like Brussels sprouts, but then somebody hands you a salad with like four ingredients, one of which is Brussels sprouts, and then says, finish this and make it good. Like, that's going to be tough for you. And I'm not saying that, like, that's necessarily how I would feel about any difficult buff, but I think you understand the metaphor. Some people have definitely come around on Maker Leroy, but there is definitely a chunk of the community, like I said, that just never gets over their first impressions. I see it all the time. The problem there, Warrior, is that like Nimrod's Invalidate is very good, but it does have some restrictions. Um if we make Prowler's ability a special drain, it's instantly probably the best special drain we could ever ship because it is always on. It's not even a passive. It can't be removed. It can't be purified. It's not subject to ability accuracy, like getting it up in the first place. And it's 100%. That's not something we can ever go past. And so it's not really the same as like Nimrod getting Invalidate, which technically makes him more interactable in the future. Or like Mojo getting Atrophy, that kind of thing. Thanks, Prince. Nice work. Yeah, those are good ones. Hey, Nathan. Which one were you? You probably did. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. I just know a lot of people don't, so it felt like a good example to use. Yeah, y'all are speaking my language. Hey, Darkness, how's it going? In a very technical sense, Valkyrie getting grit does make her worse for Ares. Yes. In a realistic sense, it doesn't matter in the slightest because everything about Valkyrie's kit was terrible for Ares. She relied on, for one thing, she was a 6-star. For another thing, she relied on massive attack modifiers, which Ares fully locks out. And a lot of her damage was bleed, which Ares fully locks out. So, like, in the very technical sense, she got worse. But she was already terrible. Haha. Ooh, are we that doomed this season, Sim? I don't know that we want me to do that. Pulling up my fights to remember what they even are. I probably could do those. Don't think I am. Everything I wanted spam to be like. I'm sad it came at the cost of spam slander, but yes, Spider-Woman's a very fun attacker. Guys, go easy on work. He missed the drama. He just came back. Hmm. Don't love that particular part of the draft. Don't feel like I have enough defenders. I couldn't really draft Enchantress because their Spider-Woman would just run through her. Nice, Misty. What did they pick last? I completely wasn't paying attention. Okay, that's a lot of text. Yeah, I mean, let's get this one out of the way. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have grabbed Enchantress because then they might have used Spider-Woman here and then been in trouble. That's fine. What do you got for me? I'll take it. Should I save Viv for anything else? Nah, it's okay. That would be cool, Elijah. I don't think we could program that cleanly. Like, I think with what we currently have, we would have to be looking for, like, swipes in clockwise directions within a timer, and that sounds so easy to mess up. That could have been better. Also could have been worse. I think you're a little confused, TC. Joaquin was a different designer than the other three. But yes, High Evolutionary, Lizard, and Spider-Woman were all the same designer. And that is a fair amount of range. What model brother do you have? I will double check right after the stream. Or I guess just after this match. It's behind me. Give me a second. I can't imagine using Kushala for anything else, so I guess that's what we're doing. Like, they can get through this with Prowler. But if I play well, I can get through faster. Or, more likely, this is just somebody farming points. Yeah, it's somebody farming points. I should have picked up on that sooner. Boo! Weak sauce. Yes, Spider-Ham's designer is still working at Kabam. Spider-Ham's designer is the lead for the champion design team. And Spider-Ham's designer made Mr. Knight. Yes, TC. Okay, give me 1 second to look at this printer. That's the toner cartridges. Oh, there it is. HLL 3290 CDW clubs. Hopefully that helps. Nice. Yeah, you can't let them all work. Yeah, as a champion designer, you can only have so much ego. Like, I'm proud of my work and confident I do a good job, but like, if I took myself too seriously, it would probably bother me just how many of my friends list other designers as their favorites. But that's fine, right? Like, there's a lot of variety out there. I do know who designed Steve. If I remember, or at least I think I do. If I remember correctly, that was a Broccoli project. Okay. Maker's fine for Zola, but we don't special 2. We learned that the hard way. And let's grab Spider-Woman. It's a flexible pick, but we're hoping for somebody else. No. Truly don't worry about it, TC. It's, like I said, it's the kind of thing that very easily could bother me, but like I can't let that be something that really gets under my skin. And I like my coworkers and I want them to succeed. So it's always good to see people appreciating what they do, right? Like, don't worry about that at all. Who do I grab here? Do I have enough defenders? Maybe. Like, Shocker would probably still be good, but yeah, this is fine. You're asking the wrong person, Vibranium. I wasn't on the team then. I'm pretty happy with how Blue Marvel is shaping up, but I am never going to commit to the community's perception of good damage, I'm sorry to say. Photon, Luke, Deathless, She-Hulk. And yeah, I think Blue Marvel will be number 4. I'm not really counting Anti-Venom because I just swapped some combo stuff for debuff stuff. He's still very much Lex's.
Jerk. Okay. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Probably need to go back to special 2, but whatever. Yep. At this point, we actually don't want to kill them.
Cool. Alright, I'll take that. Yeah, no, don't worry about it, TC. Truly, do not worry about it. State does incredible work. He deserves fans. That's cute, Stick. Yeah, they certainly make their impact, Elijah. But that only goes so far because that also scares me, right? I don't want my characters to be too powerful. Between Photon and Jean, I reckon you're halfway to the Sue rework. We'll see. I mean, her original designer's still at Kabam. If he wants it, it's probably his. Oh, come on. Sorry, TC. Sim left out. Also, it has to be incredibly easy to play them. Yes, Floyd, I haven't built a tech yet. I want to. I want to very badly, but... I also have other ones. Like building Blue Marvel over one of the early techs next year. Cannot nail the timing of the hammer slam decks without dexing. It's tricky. I don't really know how to describe it more than just it's a little tighter. His costume is blue. Blue Marvel's a really cool character in the lore. It's not going to resonate with everybody, but as a very quick rundown, Blue Marvel's story is that he's like from the 60s and is you know, basically Superman, right? Like a few others, incredibly powerful. Um, but because it's the 60s and he's in America, he fights with a full face mask until eventually there's a fight where the Avengers are losing and he has to go take care of it and he wins, but in winning his face mask is ripped off and suddenly America realizes he's black and they flip out. And so the president asks him to retire. Um, and reluctantly he does, and then time passes and he comes back in the modern era. But there's a lot of powerful stuff around that. I think he specifically resonates more in America. I'm not expecting that story to have the same currency abroad, but yeah, I think it's cool stuff. Did you ever try Patriot work? I'm pretty proud of him. But yeah, Luma is very different. So I don't take any offense to that. Big fan of them. Okay. Um laughing at that, Sim. Yeah, if you parry everything, Elijah, that definitely works. But it does mean you have to be out of range for the first unblockable hit, or bad things happen. Work summation is nice and clean, yes. Oh. I don't have a great answer here, so I'm probably just going to slow play it with Maker. If you're looking to find Blue Marvel in comics, he's in the same Mighty Avengers run as Luke and Photon, which was the first place that I decided I cared about him. He is also in Al Ewing's Ultimates run, again with Photon, as well as America Chavez, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel. There's some cool stuff. Oh, you jerk! That was entirely too perfect. Dang it. That's fine. Stop doing that. Okay. Yes, Kyle, they were. That was the part of America's history where the CIA was assassinating people. I know this isn't something people like to talk about, but I don't really care to sugarcoat it. It's easy enough to anticipate when Serpent's gonna throw a special because it's always. I don't know that I agree, but you get points for the joke. Oh. How much allowance time-wise do we get to research the characters? It's generally out of work. Like, there's nothing stopping me from not going to a meeting and spending that time researching, but most of us generally do that as overtime, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I meant to salute. Sorry, opponent. Well done. But it also kind of depends, right? Because, like, I had to do a lot more research for Photon than I do for Blue Marvel, because now that Blue Marvel's coming, I've read a lot of the stuff that I would have read for him because it interested me already, right? It's pretty similar where, like, I had to do a lot of research for Kate as a young Avenger. I had to do basically no research for Patriot because he kind of only exists in the Young Avenger, the Young Avenger stuff I had already read. This is why I just banned Future Ant-Man. Nah, I got answers. I just didn't draft them aggressively enough. It's okay. Thanks, Triz. I appreciate it. Not really. I think you need to do some more reading, Kyle. And to think real long and hard about who has been in control and driving the narrative for the last century. Anywho, with Lizard, do we get Ascension materials for every dupe or only for every dupe at SIG 200? I believe the idea, it's not even a dupe thing, it's for every copy of Lizard that you pull from the Titan. In between now and when Ascension releases, you get a token. That is my understanding. I'm not 100% sure. Also, I'm going to use the restroom and be right back. Where's the mic? There's Okay, I'm back. I was trying a Tuma against Spider-Woman. I think she evaded when his true accuracy was up. Definitely should not be possible, no. I would guess that she just caused the true accuracy. No, she can't cause it to fail. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, Blazy. That doesn't sound right. I mean, Indigo, that's just one of the tough things, right? Like, if we gave everybody who has bulletproof skin bleed immunity, then bleed would be a useless debuff in the game, right? It's already a pretty common immunity. If we gave anybody or everybody who has been shown to be immune to at least one poison immunity, same thing. Um, yeah, it's tough. Like, bluntly, we just kind of have to make some calls about where it makes sense in the meta. Where are these things like abilities that we just can't ignore, and where do we have to throw them in, right? An example being that, like, I originally wasn't planning on Photon being bleed immune, but as I was describing her to my fellow devs, one of them goes, "Well, wait, does she have blood then?" I was like, I don't think she does. And so then that was kind of like, I guess she needs to be bleed immune because that's been our primary justification for people being bleed immune in the past, right? Less so, them being impenetrable or something, and more just them being unable to bleed. And so it's kind of those kinds of things, right? Like a whole host of characters could be shock resistant or could have really high energy resistance, but which ones need it, right? Like Electro and Thor need to not die to shock, but maybe not somebody else, if that makes sense. Um. Oh, the word was definitely used, Snoozy. Come on. All right. Thanks, SYC. I appreciate it. I'm not touching that one. Yeah, and I kind of get what you meant, and the answer, Indigo, is basically just that it's tough. Like I said, we kind of try to draw the line at like what needs to be on characters, and then if we have space for the rest, we can do it. Yeah, pretty much work. Sometimes that's tough, TC. You kind of have to be more creative in those places. Like, actually, Gentle's a pretty good example where, like, I think it's at this point people are mostly in agreement that Gentle has aged well and is a good design.
Sorry, processing. This is a tough draft for me.
But when Gentle was first assigned to his developer, um, and there was a moment where I thought Gentle might be on me, and I was kind of having similar feelings, but his developer was like, okay, well, his powers are that he hits hard, and he's like the 20th character that's true of. And that can be tricky to build, you know? And so, yeah, you kind of have to come up with stuff. And so, like, Gentle has some anti-skill stuff, some meta things that have nothing to do with how he was built, or like how he works in the comics. You figure stuff out. I did not make Gentle terrible.
Hey, Dom, it's been a bit. Okay, not ideal.
Yep. All right. And then that also means that holding on to Shang-Chi for Spider-Woman doesn't make sense, but, you know, that happens. Our opponent has a very strong deck. Yeah, I think you misheard, Snoozy. What Work said. Rupture is a tough one, Dom. It honestly, that one is often more meta relevancy. I think the only real lore justification we've ever had for Rupture immunity was Punks. And let's be honest, that's a little tongue in cheek. Yeah, no, I think the recoil thing was a really nice touch for Gentle. I think, yeah, Gentle's design overall is really, really well done. But in terms of like the lore really inspiring you, I think Gentle is a good example of kind of the design equivalent of squeezing water from a stone, if that makes sense. How important is High Sig for Gentle? It's pretty good. I don't know that it's necessary, but like it also helps him on defense. He's a powerful two-way. His prestige is different, so like or is decent. So like I just took him to Sig 200. Um the ability to minimize the recoil damage even further to get better power efficiency out of the unstoppable and then also just to do better on defense. Like it's a pretty darn good Sig. Yeah, Nico does want the Sig for sure. This is going to be tough. Drain and burn immunity are pretty much a meta thing, Indigo. Like I'm not gonna say there's never been an instance of that because I just don't feel like I have the exhaustive read on that. But whenever I think about it, at least that one's pretty purely meta. Unfortunately, I think this just has to be long shot on defense, and then we'll just figure it out. Cool, I think I prefer that to the alternative. Careful work, you're gonna trigger people. That's more a function of Yelena than Gentle, though, Warrior. Because Gentle increases his own attack, right? And Yelena prevents that. Oh, that Energize is getting annoying. Thank you. Yeah, we knew that was coming. That's fine. Oh, come on. Yeah. This is gonna be slow, that's alright. Okay. Well, we got him down, but if they didn't mess up against Longshot, we lose. Oh, it looks like they messed up against Longshot. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not fond of the blade bypassing immunities thing. Like, it's very clear where that came from. That was just a like, I want Blade to hit Mephisto because he's a very high profile dimensional being, and Mephisto was like, I don't want to be quaked. And so nonsense happened. And there's like, I'm not gonna defend that, right? I That was years ago, and I think even the developers who built those characters would see that as more of a cautionary tale these days. Hey, Cat. Am I playing any Elden Ring over the holiday season? I probably am, yes. Excuse me. Um, well, I built it into Thanos work, so I'm clearly not totally against it. It, I definitely have some overlapping feelings about it. I think the first thing I'll say is that the seal had long since been broken because what Spider Ham does against special damage and what Sasquatch does with rage stacks is functionally protection. It's just not typed. So I would rather have typed protection than not do it. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Like on Thanos, I could have made it an indestructible, but then it's a lot stronger on offense. Whereas like having it be a protection that scales with energy makes it functionally an indestructible on defense unless you play very specifically around the special two. Um, while also making it harder to play with on offense. And so I'm pretty happy with how that all turned out. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like the thresholds thing. I think it was important to him being a stall defender because I think otherwise, basically all he has is the unstoppable. I don't think it's a well that we should go to all the time, which I think is part of your question. But I think for Thanos with a gauntlet, it makes a certain amount of sense. I think that's probably pretty dangerous, Nick, because lowering block proficiency and then hitting into block sounds like a skill mechanic. And Mystic is two away from skill, so that's going to lead to some weird things. Yeah, it's a fair question, Work, especially when you come back after a while, because I think you were gone for Destroyer too, who also has literal protection, so I wasn't going to use him as an example. The interaction of protection and Daunted is, I would say I'd consider it bugged. It's going to get cleaned up at some point. Yeah, we need to look at that. Because that might be ready to go. I think it just needs to be tested. My skill champions cannot handle a thing right now. Get that out of here. This is a massive roster. I don't like this one bit. Oh, I probably should have banned the Ronin instead of Anti-Venom. I'm not going there, Osama. You're welcome. Maxed out 6-star Rhino hasn't lost me a match yet. That doesn't shock me. That's cool. Hmm. Yep, there's the Ronin. That's really annoying. I should have anticipated it better. Yeah, that's the correct move from them. That I'm fine doing. You jerk. Yondu's Sig ability is incredibly freaking powerful. It's overtuned enough that you effectively have everything you need out of it at Sig 60. It should probably max at like 15 or 20%, not 40. Calm down, cat. He's already live. Just speaking. Nope. And I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm completely dead. I literally meant to go the other way. Okay. Okay, well there goes my one good round.
Nope. And she's not, yeah, she's not below a bar. But that's okay. We die here.
I did not, Dilly.
Yeah, and that was an easy win, too. Alright. Round 3 is going to be tough. That was my last chance to stave off Ronin, right? Gallon works, these others don't. Pity. There's Serpent. Yeah. Needed to win last time. Literally just meant to block. No, that was stupid.
They didn't even use Ronin. Not good, Warrior. I don't think Neuroshock should have launched countering Miss. I think that was a mistake by the team. Because as we've already talked about, a lot of damaging effects have lore considerations, right? If somebody like Thor is going to use a dot, it feels like it needs to be shock. If shock counters auto block, well then now you are priced into Thor being an auto block counter. And an absurdly powerful one at that, because it's just automatic, right? It's hard to use Cold Snap and Neuroshock carefully. I don't find that funny. Neuro counters miss. Yep, the same way Cold Snap counters evade. I don't think it's a good thing.
If I could go back in time and undo it, I would in a heartbeat.
Heavy attack removes 1 prowess at a time, Indigo. The pilfers for armor isn't doesn't Yondu have invalidate now for prowess? Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go back and do those retroactively, but I think it's dangerous even for new. Even for new effects. It used to snoozy, but that's old.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Fair enough, Indigo. I was expecting you probably just had enough stun duration to just eat the sleep and not control it. Honestly. Fair enough.
Alright, let's see if I can do this better than last time.
Thank you. That is how I wanted that to go. Kabam Lex, design gentle. Good for Node 46 Serpent. The best is probably Symbiote Supreme. Nico can definitely do it as well. That sounds correct, Nick. I'm not 100% sure that's exhaustive reading it, but that sounds right. Cat is not getting any spare Brussels sprouts today. Unfortunately, that is the correct call by them. That could have gone a little better. Definitely could have handled that better, but that works. Yeah. You're right, Misty. Aiden is correct. That's correct. Yes, yes, yes. I don't have enough context to know what you're talking about, Ego. I don't know, Nick. I think Nightcrawler does enough BS that I'm not really worried about him. I don't think he gets buffed again without losing that expanded evade window. Or dex window. I think I'm kind of done with Battlegrounds for a little bit. Let's see, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Probably call it there for now. Oh, you know what? Let's do the new objective here. Okay. Anybody exit? Is there any reason for this to not just be Thanos? No, I think not. Mojo would be fun. Yeah, Ego. You're gonna want to read what Serpent Special 3 does. Invuln boosts are generally bad against him, but especially on that node. Oh, thanks, work. Not quite that. Okay, we're getting degened. Howard, do you mind? He clearly minds. Yeah, it's gonna sting. Alright, I'm down to try it again. That's okay. Thank you so much for being a member, Omega. 28 months is amazing. I appreciate you. Stuck does not like specials. Hey, Shibby, how's it going? Who did you use, Cat? Excuse me. There we go. Cool. Thanks, Shibby, that's awesome. Thanks, Darkness.
That was a nice prestige jump. Okay. So that'll still go up a little bit more. My champion prestige will go up a little bit more in 1 or 2 days. Somewhere around there. Because I'm still buying the dailies. And that'll get me, what you call it? Or I guess it's going to be a few more days because I need to get all the way through the track and get all the SIGs. And those will go to scroll because Yondu doesn't need the same or the same SIGs. Yondu will get as much as he needs. They're both going to rank 4. But yeah, I'm probably about good to start EQ. Maybe we do that tomorrow. Anywho. Yeah, that's a good shout, Cat. Probably should have just done that. 2 years will do that work. But you are back before Ascension kicks in, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Gallon is not XL? Yeah, I've run into that before. Hey, Owen. Nice. I'm not really into Stranger Things. Probably not going to start now, but I'm glad that after all of this time, it sounds like it paid off from what I've heard, so that's cool. Anywho, my wife is calling me, so it's probably about dinner, so I'm going to go ahead and go now. Thank you, everybody, and